Hey folks, welcome back. It's time for a little post-game analysis assessment of South Africa's final pool stage game at the 2023 Rugby World Cup here in Marseille, where the Springboks won 49-18. Now, a couple of things about this game before we get into it. Number one, what an incredible atmosphere. I have to say that this was my final pool stage game, 11 games in this World Cup, down from 18 in Japan and 16 in England, but up from New Zealand back in 2011 where I went to 8 or 9. So 11 games, big challenge, vast differences here in France, geographic differences to get from place to place, great distances to travel. So it made it challenging, but nonetheless managed to pull it off, and now just a few days before I head back. But about the game, the crowd was incredible. It was the best experience I've had yet. I was able to switch from my late arrival Saturday night on the high-speed TGV train, residence downtown, which allowed me to walk around downtown yesterday, and then take the transport out this direction to stay in an Airbnb where I stayed overnight. And then from here, I was able to go back into town and link up with Samir, one of my viewers, who's a South African who works in Georgia. Samir and I hung around, we got something to eat, and while hanging out in an English pub next to the Irish pub was full, go figure, a lot of people came up and recognized me, and to all those folks, thank you so much. I really appreciated meeting you. It was a real pleasure for me. Thank you so much. It's always great to be humbled by how much people appreciate the work that you do, and I'm grateful for that. Certainly with all the hate wankers and trolls out there, it's a nice change of pace for all these people to say hello and welcome me with such warm greetings. Thank you for that. So, great time. Samir and I had a great time down there in the old port, walked around. I gave him a little bit of a tour because I've been down there before. It was his first time down there. And then we headed out to the stadium very early because I wanted my game day scarf. That's right, folks. I wanted my game day scarf. These things, World Rugby is now taking over this business, which used to be something that entrepreneurs would do. And World Rugby is now selling these at each of the games, and they're not too expensive, 20 euros. But anyway, the point is that they are insufficiently stocked for all the games. Virtually every game I went to, they're sold out of these things 2 or 3 hours before the game. So I got there 4 hours before the game yesterday, and there were no major crowds, even though a lot of people were there. No major crowds at merchandise stands. So I got myself a game day scarf, and this one's awesome. It's the red and green, so it's a nice contrast there. Whoops, there we go. There you go. All right, so South Africa, Tonga, really awesome stuff. So, yeah, folks. Anyway, so got that yesterday. And we hung out, and what a crowd, what an amazing, boy, the Marseille, the people that live here really know how to enjoy life. It must be la joie de vivre here in southern France on the Mediterranean. But a band and a singing group and another band, all comprised of people, I think, who live in social housing or something like that, if I understood one of the French people there who explained it to me. It's activities for these kids, and these young kids, they're playing in the band, and they were dancing before that, and these people singing, and they did this for like an hour or plus before the game. Then they stopped. I thought it was over, and we went to get some water because we wanted to dehydrate, and found a grocery store a couple blocks away. Came back, and they were back again. About 15 minutes later, they restart second set. Amazing. Thanking them. We thank them very much for their entertainment, their performance yesterday. It really made for a rousing experience inside the stadium. Luck of the draw, I finally had a decent seat. I was seated just 16 rows up behind the post on the south side of the stadium, which gave me a great view of most of the game, and that was nice after having some really, really bad seats throughout this World Cup. So very grateful for that. Nice way to wrap it up. And so let's get to the game, folks. South Africa versus Tonga. What do we have to say? Well, first off, I'm very disappointed. I want my money back. When I go to a Rugby World Cup game, whether it's in Kobe or it's in Bordeaux or it's in Marseille, I expect Cobus Reinach, when he starts, to get a hat trick of tries. He only got one try. What's up with that? No, Cobus scored a hat trick against Canada in Kobe when I was there in 2019. When he started, he scored a hat trick in the first 20 minutes against Romania in Bordeaux in this World Cup when I was there, and he started last night, and he scored a hat trick within the first 5 minutes. No, he scored one try within the first 5 minutes. So Cobus Reinach got just one try last night. Dang it. But Dion Ferree got a try on a rolling maul. Kane and Moody got a brilliant try, picking up a gap and slicing through it. Jesse Creel got a try. Quagga Smith got a try late in the game. So all kinds of players. 7 tries. Is it 7? Yeah, 7 times 7 is 49. There you go. 7 tries. And here's the more important part for South Africans. For the past week, whenever I've been around rugby and I have a Springbok jersey on or something like that, and the French have been around, in their little cheeky way, they're all like, they're pointing to their foot, and they kick like, le butin, l'Afrique du Sud. Yeah, your kicker, South Africa, like we're going to say they're going to lose, on Purdue. No, we're not going to lose because of our kicker. As Nas Bota said, and I agreed, Monty is fine, just give it time. 7 conversions last night, the first 4 by Henri Pollard, his first World Cup game after coming off the injured list. And then Monty Lubbock came in as a substitution around 50 minutes or 55, somewhere around that. And he had 3 successful conversions. One of them was particularly easy, straight through the post. So well done on that aspect. Now, let's talk about something else. In the 3 pool stage games prior to this, South Africa gave up a single try to Ireland. They gave up no tries to Romania. But last night, they gave up 3 tries. And I got to say this, Tonga, who has been a big disappointment at this World Cup, I expected much more out of them. Their play has been uneven and not particularly inspiring, was completely amazing last night. Their play was inspiring. It was incredible. They did a fantastic job. They came to play, and they deserved they deserved applause for that, accolades for it. They deserve some credit for an incredible performance by Tonga last night. They never gave up. They kept in this game, although they began to trail by quite a bit. But they really dominated the game in the first half. In the first half, the end of the first half statistics, it was something like territory. It was like 53-47 in favor of Tonga, and possession was 51-49. Wow, something like that. They really came to play. South Africa need to pull up their socks and get it together in the second half, which they did. But giving up those 3 tries to a defense that against Ireland, against Scotland, against Romania, had given up just 1 try, and that was to Ireland. That's a little bit disconcerting, but maybe it has to do with the unusual lineup that they went with last night. I don't know. It was interesting. But whatever the case is, South Africa wins its final pool stage game. They're now 3 of 4. They won 3 from 4 in this pool. They beat Scotland, they beat Romania, they beat Tonga, and they lost to Ireland at the Stade de France in St. Denis, Paris, where I was at. So, what happens now? Well, they could still win the pool. It's not particularly likely, but they can still win the pool. They sit atop the pool at the moment, briefly, with 15 points on the log, based on their bonus point win last night for 4 tries and the victory. So how can they win the pool? Well, if Scotland somehow manages to beat Ireland, and Ireland does not get a bonus point, then South Africa is the outright pool winner. Now, yeah. So there you have it. I'm not sure. I have to take a look at the tiebreakers. What happens if Scotland beats Ireland and they both wind up with 15 points? Say Ireland finishes within 7 points, or they get the bonus for 4 tries. Then they'd have 15 points. Scotland would have 15 points. South Africa would have 15 points. South Africa beat Scotland head-to-head. Scotland beat Ireland head-to-head, so I'm not really sure how that pans out. But whatever the case is, South Africa is going to go forward. Well, it's a question whether it's first or second. It's most likely going to be second in the pool, which means they will not face New Zealand, who will come in second in their pool. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, folks, there's a wrap-up from Marseille. My final game from here. The rest of the coverage will be from the States. I'll be covering the World Cup in my studio once again, doing the live broadcast, also doing some analysis and videos and some other stuff, also producing videos of some of the content of things that I saw and did while I was here in France. But I don't leave until the 5th, so I've got 3 more days here. Tonight it's off back up to Lyon and then over to the mountains just below Mont Blanc. No, not the Pen, but the actual mountain. And then probably into Switzerland tomorrow. So thanks a lot for following along with this Rugby World Cup adventure. I appreciate your support. And, feel free to leave a comment behind and a like if you don't mind, because the hate wankers are teaming up and they're putting their dislikes there. No one sees it except me, but, anyway, help me out. We get a higher percentage and we get more engagement. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves, folks. God bless. And go Boka, 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 Boka.